Picture this. You're not just fixing cars, you're living your passion every day. At Cox, you'll work on a diverse range of automobiles. Surrounded by a team of friendly, like-minded individuals, you'll enjoy great pay and benefits. Ready to make this a reality? At Cox, we're recruiting auto and diesel techs to join our Mannheim and Fleet Services teams. Learn, grow, and fine-tune your career as a technician at Cox. Find out more at cox.careers/autotech.
In Florida, a man attempts to hire a hitman after his plot to steal a couple's home gets exposed. In Las Vegas, a teen is beaten to death after attempting to stand up for a friend. And in Hollywood, the son of a top agent is in deep trouble after he's caught with body parts. Uh-oh. These stories and more coming at you today, Friday, November 17th on Real Life Real Crime Daily, and I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Friday.
Mike Agovino is back in the house.
And Woody's back. Jim's
Woody,
Jim, you're the only
Jim's
one.
Only one. Yeah, I'm like that old piece of furniture you never want to throw out. It's just always there. That's me. I'm the old recliner.
Right.
That's right.
Well, my one-day suspension, which we won't talk about here, was spent doing work around the house. And so I thank the board for giving me some time to take care of a couple things that needed to get taken care of around there.
Well, it's all good, and the board is dead.
The more you say the board is dead, the more you're angering the board.
I understand, and that's why the board's dead.
That's why they're going to keep fucking.
All right, let's get into some crime time for Friday.
And of course, we're starting where we typically always start, the state of Florida.
There you go.
Florida's always got good content.
Pinellas County or Ocala today?
Well, I'm going to let you figure that one out. After a man failed to steal a couple's multi-million-dollar Florida home, he tried hiring a hitman to kill him so they couldn't testify against him in court.
Nice.
Now a judge has sentenced him to 17 and a half years in prison. Now, let me tell you how the crime unfolded. A married couple learned they were no longer listed as the owners of their multi-million-dollar Florida home when they received updated property tax information. This was back in August of 2021. Instead a fake charity organization called Aura Inc. was listed as the owner of their estate. So imagine if you're these people, right? The couple then found a fraudulent deed saying that they had granted ownership of the property to that organization for $500, but They never did. Alexander Lazinski of North Reddington Beach, Florida. So do you know where that's at? North Reddington Beach.
Reddington Beach?
Reddington Beach used his fake charity organization to file the fraudulent deed to try and transfer the home ownership to himself. Lazinski is accused of stalking the married couple before ever knowing them. They didn't even know his name. When they filed a lawsuit against him to correct the deed on their home, Lazinski responded by harassing him and their attorney representing them in the case.
News break. Sorry.
Yes.
Reddington Beach is in guess what county?
Pinellas.
No way. That's where it is.
There you go.
Reddington Beach is
another
the town
Pinellas.
Of course it Florida, is. United States, a population of 1,427.
There you go.
Never fails.
So he starts harassing their attorney. He's harassing them by sending them faxes. Who sends faxes anymore? Emails, letters, all these sorts of things. And one letter threatened to file a false lien against the couple's out-of-state residence as well, saying, I don't want to see your career go down the drain. Mm-hmm. Lazinski was charged with deed fraud in April of 2022 in relation to his efforts to steal that couple's home. In August of 2022, when Lazinski was incarcerated at Pinellas County Jail, the couple received a letter from an inmate. Here's where it gets interesting. So this inmate says Lazinski offered him $45,000 to help hurt the couple. The inmate also wrote the assistant U.S. district attorney of Lazinski's plan and later became a confidential informant for the government. Now, look, we talk about crime, Woody Overton, and
Jailhouse snitches.
And if they think they can get something out of it, look, if you want to get somebody killed, don't go to another inmate because he's going to try to work that into a deal with the government. The inmate told the FBI that Lazinski said the pending criminal fraud case against him would have to be dropped if the couple were dead. Lazinski started speaking with the undercover agent, posing as a hitman, and offered the agent $30,000 to kill the couple. In one phone call, the undercover agent asked Lazinski if he was good with having the couple killed. Lazinski said yes. Lazinski was sentenced to 17 years and 6 months in prison on charges of murder for hire this past Wednesday, and his sentence for the charge of obstruction of justice will be served consecutively to a prior sentence in a fraud case, imagine that, which involved 3 different fraud schemes, including his attempt to take over ownership of the couple's home we just talked about. In that case, in another case, he's accused of filing several more fraudulent warranty deeds purporting to deed himself and his business 10 properties around the United States, and collectively they were valued at over $300 million. What? Absolutely.
That sounds like Mike's Kitchen.
And if you, that's right. And if you're curious where Redington is in Pinellas County, it's about 15 miles northwest of St. Petersburg.
Yep.
Okay.
So you get it all on this show.
On the West Coast,
you get the maps, you get the crimes,
Yep.
the ways or whatever.
I mean,
crazy.
why wouldn't he just go online and call Guido,
Right.
whose prices are much more reasonable than $40,000? And that would have.
You got a bargain shop.
But that's a common fraud scheme now. I mean, I don't know if he implemented it the same way, but yeah, people taking home ownership from somebody by through fraud and getting control of the deed, and
then probably a lot of them, instead of paying attorney's fees or whatever, they're like, give me $5,000 and I'll
like they do with these when they steal your they call a doctor's office and get all the records, and we'll release them back to you for this price. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
For real, right?
But come on, Pinellas, come on.
No, hey, we need an invite, Pinellas. We're making y'all famous all the time.
Not necessarily for the right reasons all the time.
Right.
Yeah, they probably hate us.
They do have lovely beaches. It is a great retirement area.
Golf carts, right?
Catherine Stewart is there, who's a big listener of another one of our shows, who now listens to Real Life, Real Crime. And
thank you for listening, Catherine.
She loves living there. So.
Hey, shout out to my 2 different DoorDash drivers last night. They were both lifers. Shocked the shit out of me. It was dark, and then one guy was like, "Yo, what are you over doing?" And I was like, "Yes, sir." And he said he listens to us, and I told him thank you so much. And then the lady pulled up, and she said, "Oh my God, you know, whatever." And I listen to everything that y'all do. So shout out to all you lifers, and we love y'all.
Yeah, that's right.
That's great. And it also ensures you're not going to get your drink peed in.
Hey, but you know what? Listen, I know better than not check my fucking order. The order I ordered from Popeyes, I got everything but the chicken. And I was like, I'm not even bothering. Right?
Wait, what is everything but the chicken? Coleslaw, a biscuit, and
4 biscuits, a fry, and red beans and rice.
4 biscuits?
Yep.
That's
a
lot of biscuit.
But.
Yeah. Speaking of lifers and coming up to you, I had one come up to me in Carter's grocery store here locally. And the guy says, "Are you Jim Chapman?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh man, I listen to your show." And shout out to that guy if he's listening right now. I listen to your show. I listen to Bloody Angola. I listen to local leaders. And oh man, I appreciate it. And it let him know how much we appreciate that. And he says, "I got to be honest, man. I'm a fan of Agos."
That's the third guy.
Broke my heart right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's the third guy. Yeah. Second.
No, that's the third.
Then you went, and then you ran and it was a clean up on all.
No, I was very nice. I said, Aggo's a good guy.
He is a good guy. All right. So, y'all, Las Vegas, I used to spend so much time there working on
your tan.
We'll just say
working on your tan.
Yeah. I used to go, sometimes just for fun or whatever, but I spent way too much time there. And in different parts of the city that have nothing to do with the Strip. But let me tell you about a story. A teenage boy has died days after he was horrifically beaten by a huge gang of bullies near a Las Vegas high school. The attack happened on November 1st near Rancho High School when a 17-year-old Jonathan Lewis was pummeled by around 15 other youths. Officers believe the boy was targeted after he stood up for a smaller friend who had just been robbed by the mob. Police officers found him about 2:05 p.m. that day, bleeding from the head. The teen was put on life support at the University Medical Center, where he died Tuesday after doctors made several attempts to save his life. All I can do is hope there's a way that they can find forgiveness in their heart and find a way to be able to come to terms with what they've done, the boy's father, also named Jonathan Lewis, said of his son's attackers. Speaking of Channel 8 News, Lewis said his son usually kept to himself and he had planned to move to Austin, Texas to be with his father. The teen was living with his mom in Las Vegas at the time of his death. Violence just begets more violence, and these children don't even know what they're doing half the time, Lewis said. In the aftermath of the teen's death, a video circulated on social media showing the moment a fight broke out. It shows a group of about a dozen youths kicking a 17-year-old as he lies curled on the pavement. At least 2 teens stand nearby filming the attack on their cell phones, right? Heroes that they are. Lewis claimed that his son was standing up for a smaller friend who had something stolen by the group and was then thrown in a trash can. He described his son as courageous and said he wished to donate his organs to save others. Well, shout out for him on that part. Y'all know we support LOPA, Louisiana Organ Procurement Agency. Since this came out, they've made numerous arrests, I think yesterday, and they're actually saying they're going to arrest more people. Well, guess what? How can you not when it's on social media? And that's the one, those idiots that stood there doing it, filming it. Well, guess what? They got the murder actually happening, and you knew the rest were going to come. It's just a matter of working through it.
Yeah, and apparently it was over earbuds and a vape.
Yeah, well, and then they threw
earbuds
that
and a freaking vape.
Threw that kid in the garbage can.
Yeah,
and not the one they killed, but the one they stole from.
Exactly.
I don't know, but the young man is a hero because it's when you sign up for organ donation, it's such a slim chance that you're ever going to be selected for the process because you have to be like brain dead and hooked to the machines and all this stuff and be an organ donor already. But the people that he's going to go on giving the gift of life to other people, hopefully, when they harvest his organs. Just like when I was in Wisconsin and I got to guide the young man who received Reese's kidney and had been alive, I think, 6 years thus far because he was in good health, and so that, I don't know, it's sad.
Well, and how do so many bystanders? I mean, there are a lot of people watching this happen, doing nothing about it.
Too, because I'd have jumped right up in the middle of them. Yeah, just I don't get it.
Scary. Well, and Vegas again. I mean, remember, was it 2 months ago? We had the guys joyriding and taking out the guy on the bike for no reason
Who turned out
at
to
all.
be the chief of police or something. Yeah.
Just tired police
senseless violence.
What they don't know, and it's our future generation.
Well, let's go to Hollywood, where a Hollywood hotshot's son has been arrested over a torso that was found in a dumpster.
Oh, Lord.
Now, his wife and his in-laws are missing. The son of a top Hollywood agent was arrested after a woman's torso was found in a dumpster near his L.A. home. He was caught on camera disposing what appears to be part of her body in a California strip mall parking lot. Surveillance footage obtained by TMZ shows Samuel Haskell IV parking his white Tesla next to a dumpster in Encino on Tuesday afternoon before opening the back and taking out what appears to be a large garbage bag. Haskell, who's 35, can be seen struggling to hoist the heavy bag onto his shoulder before tossing it into the dumpster. 2 separate clips obtained by TMZ show the scene from close up and from far away. And when you look at it, you know when you have a really heavy bag of something that you're just getting it to where the momentum of the weight just carries it into the dumpster.
Like kind of like shoveling it over.
It's that kind of so you know it was enormously heavy and kind of weird shaped too to have to do it that way. The footage was recorded at the same location where a homeless person who was scavenging for recyclables, stumbled across a human torso early last Wednesday. Investigators said there was no obvious identifying signs on the torso, like tattoos, etc., but they believe it likely belongs to Haskell's missing wife, May. They're obviously performing the necessary tests to figure that out right now. May Haskell and her parents, her mom, Yangxing Wang, and dad, Geoshin Lee. Jim, was that acceptable?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Were already reported missing before the gruesome find. So before they find the torso of what they believe to be his wife, his in-laws had already been reported missing. Haskell was arrested after investigators discovered a significant amount of blood and other evidence inside his home. He was being held in jail on $2 million bail on murder charges pending a court appearance that was supposed to happen yesterday. He allegedly gave workers $500 to haul away 3 large trash bags from inside the garage of his Tarzan. He allegedly gave workers $500 to haul away 3 large trash bags from inside the garage of his Tarzana house on Tuesday, just a day before the dismembered torso was discovered. Haskell's the son of a big Hollywood agent who previously repped stars like George Clooney, Dolly Parton, and Whoopi Goldberg. He allegedly told the workers the bags were filled with rocks, but the group quickly realized the contents were much more sinister. They accepted the money and drove several blocks away to inspect the bags, which they described as soft and soggy, each weighing over 50 pounds, before turning back and dropping the bags back off. Haskell allegedly tried to pass the body parts off as Halloween props, but the men could not be persuaded to partake in his apparent dirty work. They claim they immediately tried to report the grisly discovery to 2 separate police stations, but they were turned away.
Imagine that.
Can you believe? I mean, you're going to a police station to say, hey, this guy asked us to do this, and this is what we believe we were doing, and so we weren't going to participate, so we went back, and nobody... 2 different police stations. The 3 children that are shared by Haskell and his missing wife were found safe at school and turned over to child services. Haskell, who has described himself as a director and posted several clips online of low-budget videos, has a history of violence. He was arrested and charged with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon back in December of 2008, to which he pleaded no contest and was placed on 3 years probation. I bet his daddy is so proud.
I can imagine.
Not good, Hollywood.
Torso.
I've said it so many times. You don't know how hard it is to cut an animal, even an animal up, much less a human.
Hey, y'all. Let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glace, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, and all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
And then taking them, I don't know. I get it.
And then his last name was Haskell.
Eddie?
Eddie Haskell.
Probably
Leave it to
distant relative of Eddie.
Well, we're going to go to Illinois and an update from a case that has had some traction since last time we reported it. I don't know if y'all remember when we talked about the Illinois police chief that was found in the storage unit. He was found dead in a storage unit. Yeah. He was missing. They eventually found him dead. Well, they have some pretty major updates on that we're going to bring you right now. Murder charges were reinstated against an Illinois woman who was accused of lethally poisoning that police chief with, she actually would poison his food with eye drops. So charges were dropped initially against Marcy Oglesby, 51, in March after the trial judge sided with her defense team argument that Oglesby was deprived of her right to a speedy trial. And then the Illinois appeals court overturned that decision, and Oglesby is back in jail now with charges of first-degree murder and concealing the death of a person in connection with Richard Young's gruesome death. Young, 71, was a retired police chief from Macon, Illinois, and was in a relationship with Oglesby at the time of his death. A pungent odor emanated from a west central Illinois storage unit in Knox County, and that prompted that police response. Upon being let in, the officers observed a cardboard box covered with by a blanket with cat litter poured around it. Cat litter. At first, they claimed the odor was caused by old clothes and a possum that had died in the unit. However, Oglesby eventually admitted there was a body in a box. And when she opened it, police officers discovered the human remains dressed in a flannel shirt and wrapped partially in plastic. 4 days later, she was arrested and charged with concealing a non-homicidal death. The case was adjourned multiple times until February of 2023 when prosecutors tacked on severe charges of first-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder. Oglesby used eye drops, an antidepressant prescription, to poison Young's food and drink, and he died sometime between October of 2021 and December of 2021. His body was hidden for about a year until law enforcement caught on, and Oglesby told an investigator that Young died in their home of COVID and that she put him in the storage unit, panicked, and put him in there. She told the investigator She could not fulfill his final wishes, which she described as wanting to be buried at an Indian burial mound, and did not know what to do with the body. That was her answer.
Bullshit.
I call that as well. Another investigator spoke to a woman who described Oglesby as kind of like a stepmom. She told investigators that Oglesby planned on poisoning Young. So there you go. You got the witness saying she planned to do it. She does surprisingly remain out of custody on pretrial release.
Eye drops?
Eye drops.
You ever heard that one?
No, I hadn't. It must be.
Well, it was a
something.
prescription. It was like an eye drop antidepressant. And no, I have never heard of it. But apparently, it's not eye drops like she didn't poison it with Visine.
So instead of a pill,
yeah,
they're administering medication as drops in your eyes.
Never heard of that.
You know what?
Somebody will probably say
I bet
they have.
she didn't clear her search history, and they went back and found it afterwards, and that's why they came back with the charges.
I'd say there's a good chance of that.
If we hadn't heard of it, she hadn't heard of it. But
I was going to say, I'm shocked that they would find that.
But all they had to do is, but they would have seized her shit and searched it anyway, and then find out she Googled it, and then when tested for whatever it was, and toxicology comes back, and she goes down for first-degree murder.
Yep.
And I think the attempted part would be she told her almost stepdaughter, whatever that lady's name was, that she was going to kill him.
Yeah.
And so
now you done pieced it together. That's right. But on release, on pretrial release, I guess innocent until proven guilty. You know,
you're not going to get away with that twice. But these people that are trying to dispose of bodies and put them in public storage, do you think you're going to get away with it? I don't know how much cat litter she put around it. But
it took 1.5 years to find them.
Yeah. She probably thought she was home free.
She had 500 pounds of cat litter.
I picked up a dead possum the other day.
So gross.
Because it was something stinking outside where I processed my meat. And I was like, what the hell? And one of the dogs that killed, the animals have been acting so crazy this year. I've seen more possums. I even saw a skunk in the daytime and the deer. You know what the deer are eating? Asphalt.
What?
Yeah. Because I ran over 2 in a couple of days. I'm serious. They come into the road because that's the only place that's got the green, because the dew comes off the side of the road. And it's just crazy. I've never seen anything like it. But anyways, that dead possum stinks. Holy shit. I guarantee the first cop that walked up outside that thing, if he'd ever smelled a dead body before, they knew automatically what it was. And I don't know how you get away with it for that long. And you know what? She should have sprung for a fucking freezer. But let's go to another story. And it's Virginia, and this is a tough one, y'all. A Virginia teenager was killed in an apparent murder-suicide by her ex-boyfriend 2 days before her 18th birthday. The Blacksburg, Virginia Police Department said in a press release that 2 high school students were found dead in a parking garage Tuesday, but did not identify the teenagers. The mother of one of the students identified one of the teens as their daughter, Serenity Holly. She told the TV station that Serenity was shot in the chest by her ex-boyfriend, who then fatally shot himself. Police did not confirm if the deaths were a result of murder-suicide, but did say there was no ongoing threat to the community. Let me tell you about that. We never reported on suicides because you want to give other people that were depressed the idea to do it and stuff like that, and out of privacy reasons for the family and all that. But murder-suicides, I guess, whatever. So Serenity, 17, had plans to attend Virginia Tech after graduation, and her mother, Heather Waldron, said that Serenity's school had issued a no-contact order between the 2 teens, and there had been an incident between the 2 about a month before. And Serenity's family started a GoFundMe that's raised more than $20,000. And to have known Serenity was to have known love and kindness. The GoFundMe description reads, she admitted it everywhere she went and left no one untouched in a room she shared. She was gorgeous, smart, and well-loved by everyone, and taken entirely too soon from us. Y'all, don't do it. And I've worked these, geez Louise, one of my dear friends from high school, a female, her significant other shot her in the face and shot himself. Same day the Baton Rouge shootings went on. And she lived in Atlanta. It's just not worth it.
Permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Right.
There was a school issued no contact order,
Yeah,
but
so
not
probably-
not a police no contact
They
order.
probably got into some kind of verbal altercation at school. 17 and gone, and this coward wouldn't even stand trial.
Wow. Well, let's move to car theft. We've talked a lot about carjacking and car theft problems throughout the year, and it looks like somebody's figured out a real deterrent here, something that appears to be working.
All right.
What started out as a joke has become a legitimate deterrent in the war against car theft. I think that this started in New Orleans, although the couple of places I found information on the story didn't validate that, but I've heard that locally. Maybe Real Life, Real Crime Daily Nation should be considering this tactic because in recent years we've seen a massive rise in vehicle break-ins, and many are looking for ways to remedy this pandemic. Local police departments continue to warn citizens to not leave valuables in their vehicles and to never leave anything that may be enticing in plain view. Sadly, that has not stopped many from breaking windows and digging in vehicles in hopes of finding things. Well, one guy came up with his own way to scare off potential thieves. The solution is infestation. That's right. It's an infestation of roaches.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody likes roaches, especially those big ass ones that I've never seen roaches.
That can fly?
Like the roaches
Cow
here, and
cockroaches.
they have engines on them. They freaking fly. Many people are freaked out by them. So at some point, somebody started placing fake plastic roaches all over the front seats of his vehicle. Yes, they're fake, but to someone who may be looking to get into a car, they look very real from the outside. The hope is that once a potential thief sees the roaches, they go on and do not break into that vehicle. They choose another one. In a recent field test in Washington, D.C., a small fleet of Kia and Hyundai vehicles were parked along a street famous for its volume of vehicle break-ins and thefts. In a 48-hour period, more than 10 vehicles were broken into, and only one of those vehicles had the plastic bugs. In that particular case, the robber didn't notice the roaches until he had broken the window, but upon sighting the gross critters, he hightailed it out of there and found a different car to target. So basically, they were effective in every case. This tactic is great if you're still dealing with thieves in your community. You may want to consider this cheap deterrent. Check out how real the roaches look inside this vehicle. So we'll post this this picture, but this is what.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty
So
crazy.
they put these
It's pretty sad that you
you
got
got
to
to
take.
do that. Yeah.
Well, it's sad that you'd have to do it, but when you think about it, I could easily see it working this
Yeah.
well.
If you, as long as you took the time to look in, right? Yeah.
Well, and I think these people that aren't necessarily jacking cars, but looking to just steal stuff out of cars are going to look in because they're specifically looking to see if they see a bag or something else valuable. So go get yourself some plastic roaches and throw them on the front seat of the car.
Y'all remember the cop show that came out with, or I can't remember the name of it, my buddy Matt Potan. He and I used to work together. We were field training officers together. And now he's been, I think he's a captain or a major with NOPD. But he was on the show.
NYPD Blue?
No. They put out decoy cars with cameras and shit in it, and they could remote control it, shut them down. They'd leave them, like the drivers would act like they get in a fight, and they leave it in this area. And look, you see the people walking by, and they walk back by, and they jump in the car, and they take off.
I
and
did
all
kind of vaguely
all the
remember
doors
that.
lock, and they could shut it down remotely.
Yeah.
Right? And you see the faces like, oh fuck, and it's decoy car or something like that. I can't remember. Great show. And real cops that were doing it.
Very good. Well,
Those are, by the way, we call them cow cockroaches, and Swin's going to tell a story one day about those.
Cow
Cow cockroaches, yeah.
Okay.
the manhunt's over.
Which one?
Well, there was a massive manhunt in Pinellas County, Florida.
Holy fuck, we can't get
For
away
an
from
individual,
Pinellas.
I'm telling you.
We need
And when I
freaking
tell you
flyer
this
miles.
story, they have finally caught him. They've been looking for him since Halloween.
Is that the dude was selling hard-on pills to an old age home?
Yeah, different guy. So let me tell you this, a Florida man has been arrested after he struck the host of a haunted house on Halloween in the eye with a gun.
Really? Pistol whipper.
Ignis Schuster.
Ignis?
Ignis.
What a great name.
Ingus. It might be Ingus. Ingus.
Ingus.
Ingus. Schuster, 20, was taken to the Pinellas County Jail on charges of aggravated battery and possession of a bulletproof vest in connection with this felony. Now, wait till you hear his reasoning. On Halloween night, Schuster entered the haunted house attraction at the victim's home wearing a bulletproof vest armed with a plastic airsoft gun. Mm-hmm. He approached the victim, who was dressed in costume but was not acting like a scary character, grabbed the gun from his holster, and struck the victim in the eye with the gun's handle. Mm-hmm. Deputies said the incident actually caused a significant injury under his eye, which began to bleed. Schuster told the victim he thought the guy was a statue and began to laugh and was unapologetic. He tried to run out of the home, but was stopped by the victim and later arrested by deputies. So he basically walked up to the house, walked in, thought the dude was like a fake Halloween, freaking statue.
Pistol whipped him.
And pistol whipped him.
The airsoft gun.
Was the guy standing there, and now whose fault is that though? The guy is standing there because he's pretending he's a statue.
Yeah. Yeah, but you go in the house.
But why are you pistol whipping the decorations, dude?
I know. He must have too much acid. Yeah.
There was something, but we'll post the picture because when we show you this guy, what this guy looks like, he looks like the kind of guy that would pistol whip a statue.
Right. So
does that not look like
he can be sellies with that dude from the earlier store in Pinellas?
Yeah.
Pinellas needs to bust like a couple hundred of these hoodlums out of there.
Yeah. They ought to pay us not
pistol
to
whipping me with a water pistol. What's wrong with you, boy? And then the guy that called the cops. I mean, I don't know that. He hit me with a toy gun.
Yeah, those airsoft guns look very realistic.
Yeah,
That's why they started putting the orange barrels on them. Cut them off.
And they're heavy. Look,
it's not like it's a water pistol. Yeah,
right.
But all right, Kentucky. All right, a Kentucky teenager has been charged with attempted murder after attacking a police officer during an arrest. On November 4th, the Mount Washington Police Department shared a press release details regarding the events that happened leading up to the incident. A young woman later identified as 18-year-old Kinsey Barnesdale was reportedly caught trespassing in Lindsay's Duval Park around 6 a.m., according to Bullitt County officials. The press release states that an Officer Bramer identified himself as a police officer, and upon contact with Barnesdale, he attempted to obtain identification from her. Before that could happen, she ran like a little bitch. And after a chase, Bramer caught up with the teen in the 1100 block of Emma Court. While trying to detain Barnesdale, she allegedly spun around and struck the officer just above his left eye with a screwdriver.
Oh, my gosh.
Phillips or Flathead?
I don't know. But the department stated that her actions put Bramer at a risk of serious physical injury or death. The officer was then able to place her in custody before being transported to an area hospital for treatment, where he was later released. And the same day, Mount Washington Police Sergeant Austin Batcher said that Bramer was doing okay. Barnesdale was placed in custody at the Bullitt County Detention Center, and she's charged with attempted murder of police. And she's being investigated for other criminal acts in the Mount Washington area that occurred that morning. So I don't know.
A freaking screwdriver.
Crazy. That's always, they teach you that's when you're going to get hurt, is when you got to put the cuffs on somebody.
Yeah.
And of course she ran anyway.
Well, that's when it becomes real to that person getting arrested.
Yeah, thank gosh that he didn't
about to get the cuffs on.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's especially when you get that first one on.
Yeah,
they're going to put your hands behind your back. You put that first one, that's when they're going to fight.
Yeah,
I always had the legs spread and keep them a little off balance, and you could just tell. And they could do it. And now look, if they pull that cuff out of your hand, that's a weapon. the free cuff that they swing at you.
Yeah.
You don't want to get hit in the head with that MFR because it hurts.
I saw a clip on Facebook yesterday of a lady getting arrested, and it's one of those reels or whatever on Facebook, and they smelled marijuana, so they're searching her, and she was very voluptuous.
Right.
Okay, so the female cop is searching her, and she's having to go up under them boobies, right?
Right.
And I mean, they're gigantic,
Right.
big boobies. So she's getting under there, and she pulls out it's a little bag of weed, and it looked even smaller because these things were enormous. Right. But she pulls it out, and the lady looks, and she goes, "What is that?" Like she was shocked. This stuff was. She couldn't believe she had weed under her boob.
Sounds like she could have put it there weeks prior and not know.
It's possible.
My favorite was when I'd find stuff like that on them, and then they would say, "Oh, you planted that there?" I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, I took this bag of cocaine out of my personal stash to put it in your pocket." Yeah.
My question is
the shock on her face was. How did that get there?
Right.
My question is, what search term was Jim looking through Facebook on when he stumbled upon this woman with these
probably crimes,
big boobs,
34s,
local arrest
with big boob woman.
That's what I searched.
Let me see your phone. Let me see your phone.
Oh, Lord.
Voluptuous arrest.
He was doing it because he was trying to find a kinky crime.
That's right.
But he stumbled.
That's right.
So it was all accidental. Let's go back to Cali for a sad story involving a 27-year-old named Tatum Goodwin, who was found murdered in Laguna Beach, of all places. Laguna Beach is beautiful, and so was the murder victim I'm about to tell you about. Homicide investigators are piecing together the last moments of a much-loved young restaurant manager whose body was found beaten to death outside the Laguna Beach bar she left on Saturday night. Tatum Goodwin, 27, was enjoying a night out with friends, and the party had made its way to a place called Hennessy's Tavern in Ocean Avenue. I've been to Hennessy's Tavern. There's also
serve Hennessy?
There's also one in Manhattan Beach, California. There may be more than that. At 2 a.m., a local resident reportedly heard screaming, and just over 6 hours later, a construction worker found her body around the corner in a parking lot that stands behind an old movie theater and a Carmelita's restaurant where Tatum had worked for 4 years. It's affected not only me, it's affected so much of our team, said restaurant manager Marcos Heredia. She definitely did not deserve this. She's just a beautiful person. The Orange County Coroner's Division is conducting a postmortem on the young woman. A Long Beach scene website called Underground Laguna said that Tatum had recently broken up with a boyfriend and appeared to be upset when she left the bar in the early morning hours. She had gone to Hennessy's after leaving work and is also thought to have stopped for a drink at the Marine Bar on the opposite side of the street at some point in the evening. She was just such a loving, honest person, said her friend Alina McIntosh. You just wouldn't think that anything like this could happen to her. I can't even think right now to think this happened right across the street from my work and to someone we all loved so dearly. Heredia has set up a GoFundMe appeal to help pay for the funeral costs and to create a memorial for the young woman who was from San Clemente, which is nearby, just down the coast a little bit.
It's where the Navy SEALs train, San Clemente.
So when he said Marine Bar, I was wondering if it was a bar on a marina or like a marine bar.
I wouldn't think in Laguna there'd be a marine bar. I think that's just the name of the bar. The police are still trying to find her phone, which is sending out pings in the area of the bar. So, I mean, I would think it wouldn't be that hard to find.
Maybe they threw it on the roof or something.
We're saddened by the senseless act of violence, said Laguna Police Department Chief Jeff Calvert. Our detectives are working diligently to bring the suspect or suspects to justice. I mean, certainly they're taking a hard look at this boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, assuming they know who he is, which certainly seems like they would know who he is with all the people that were connected to her that knew that she had recently broken up with him. It seems like all roads are going to lead to that guy. And I mean, we say these things sometimes, but you hear people say how wonderful this person was. She's also just a gorgeous girl. I mean, really
Super.
And Laguna. I mean, if you said to me name the safest places in California to be, it would certainly be way up on my list. Laguna Beach. But
Murders happen everywhere.
They happen everywhere.
Yep, that's true.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser-cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out-of-the-ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gifts to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
Picture this. You're not just fixing cars, you're living your passion every day. At Cox, you'll work on a diverse range of automobiles. Surrounded by a team of friendly, like-minded individuals, you'll enjoy great pay and benefits. Ready to make this a reality? At Cox, we're recruiting auto and diesel techs to join our Mannheim and Fleet Services teams. Learn, grow, and fine-tune your career as a technician at Cox. Find out more at cox.careers/autotech.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
Mile High Crime Time for Friday.
Time for Friday.
Ooh, we've got one that, well, I'm just going to have to tell y'all about an EasyJet flight that was canceled after its passengers were made to disembark because someone on board the aircraft apparently defecated on the bathroom floor.
Dookie, and I didn't even know.
On the bathroom floor. Missed the whole pot. The flight.
That's bad aim. That's really bad.
That's really bad aim.
Especially on the
They must have
ground.
been standing up. I mean, it's not like you have a whole lot of room in there to maneuver.
The flight on Wednesday evening had already been delayed several hours. Aaron Goodwin, a passenger on the flight, said the flight had already run into trouble pre-departure with the scheduled plane having to be switched out for a smaller aircraft, meaning some customers were turned away at boarding. Those who made it on board 2 hours after scheduled departure then had to wait on the ground for more than an hour while bags were offloaded because the aircraft was overweight. As the delay extended, the atmosphere on the packed flight was characterized by suspense and anger. EasyJet planes, as they are, just aren't comfortable. It's just a basic seat with okay-ish leg room, so everyone was a bit tense. So someone on that flight decided they were going to shit on the floor in protest, likely.
Shouldn't ate that burger.
Yeah, so they had to delay it yet again, and the pilot finally gave the all clear and said it would be about 20 minutes until departure.
Well, you know what?
They finally took off. They cleaned it up and took off.
They cleaned it up and took off.
Anybody can be an asshole and shit on the floor, be a hero and shit on the ceiling. He wanted to impress me.
that.
He should have shit on the
That's
ceiling.
deep. That's
Right?
deep.
That's right.
I like that. That's your mile high crime.
High crime.
You can now take off that belt and move
Think about
freely
it.
around the
How
cabin.
often you see
That's
shit,
a good
shit on the
strategy for. I mean, if you're on there and you just get that feeling that this is the fight that's going to go down. How am I going to get them to bring it back to the gate?
ceiling? Right.
Take a shit on the floor in the bathroom.
on the floor.
That shit happens.
No doubt. Ooh, yeah. It's a kinky crime.
Crimes for Friday, y'all. And here we go. A homeless man was arrested early Wednesday for exposing himself to a gas station clerk in Georgia who refused his request for a free beverage.
Wow.
Right? So
What you get?
Mr. Dalton Whitehead, 25, was charged with 2 counts of public indecency and booked into jail where he remained Wednesday afternoon on a $2,200 bond. Whitehead had entered the gas station around 2 a.m. Wednesday and asked for a free drink. The boy told him, no, motherfucker.
asked?
Right?
Happy hour?
And the boy said, no, motherfucker, you got to pay for it. And he then began cursing and yelling at the woman. She didn't say motherfucker. Y'all said that. Yeah, she just said no.
She might have said that.
Maybe she did. But he then began cursing and yelling at the woman. And a customer stepped in and told the homeless man to leave. He stepped outside and flipped off the clerk and the man. Whitehead then lowered his pants and exposed his penis to the clerk and customer. Well, Whitehead walked back into the business and stated to them that he would return with a weapon even bigger than the one that he was showing.
Come on. He had an anaconda.
He was coming back with a rocket launcher. Really,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
So the male customer followed Whitehead to a neighboring parking lot where Whitehead had exposed himself again.
Oh, my gosh.
And shouted, "Shoot me, motherfucker!"
Yeah.
Whitehead told deputies that he had never exposed himself, only slightly lowering his pants. But the suspect is well known to local cops, and he was charged in March with aggravated stalking of a Georgia woman and violating a temporary protective order by coming to her house and looking in her car. He got 2 months in jail for that one and 10 months of probation. Whitehead also has convictions for theft as well as 2 counts of burglary in 2015, and he was later picked up for violation of probation on burglary convictions. Now he's got to register.
Can't keep his pecker in his pants.
And here's his picture.
Oh, my gosh.
Mr. Whitehead.
We'll post that one for y'all
right.
to see. Mr. Whitehead, look, give him a free drink next time.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Nobody wants to see that.
He probably got mad because
Holster that gun,
started
boy.
He whipped it out and they started laughing at him. Like, what you
Yeah.
gonna do with that little thing? The vanilla wafer.
Hey, he going to bring out a gun even bigger.
Yeah.
Than this
I'm
right
coming back
here.
with a bigger one, yeah.
That's a bad
Kinky.
boy.
Guy doesn't look that sinister there. I guess things went downhill after he had that picture taken.
Criminals by the way they look.
That's it. Did you listen to today's podcast yet, Mike?
I haven't. I'm going to listen on the way home.
Actually, it would be yesterday's podcast. The one you were not on.
I will listen on the way home.
We did a Dumb Criminals in your absence.
You did it in
No,
your-
we
in
actually
your
didn't.
honor.
We didn't. We didn't do it. We didn't do it.
Well, I'm going to take a little bit of a detour here because I think this is so important that we're going to take up a Dumb Criminals slot with it.
Is this board approved?
Oh, yes. Now you know that Pinellas County, Florida is first in our hearts, right? But
Right.
where else?
Philadelphia.
Where else can a 96-year-old octogenarian race his golf cart down the street at 65 miles per hour? But I have a second favorite Florida county, and it's Polk County. Polk County has one of our favorite sheriffs who kicks ass and keeps crime low, and his name is Grady Judd. Mm-hmm. While Sheriff Judd is getting ready and getting in the holiday spirit, he's got a first-of-its-kind kids' toy and surveillance device he's releasing.
Right.
The Polk County Sheriff's Office have announced that its Sheriff on a Shelf is for sale.
Oh, that's great.
so cool.
I'm buying that.
Instead of an elf on a shelf, a miniature version of Sheriff Grady Judd can sit on your shelf this holiday season.
That's funny.
Here's a little picture of.
We got to get it. We got to get one from here.
In a Facebook post by Polk County Sheriff's Office, the agency states that the sheriff on a shelf does what other shelf-dwelling elves do: watches over children, making sure they're nice, not naughty, and sharing his intel with St. Nick. The Polk County Sheriff's Office says, unlike elf on the shelf, sheriff on the shelf doesn't have to move each day to different locations in your home. He doesn't even have to go away with the when the Christmas tree gets tossed to the curb. Sheriff Judd can hang out with you and your family all year round.
This exposes
as a reminder of how children can be nice all year. A sheriff on the shelf is $20, and all, meaning 100% of the proceeds, go to Polk Sheriff's charities. Sales are cash and in-person only. I'm a little concerned about the sheriff's cash-only operation, but okay. You can pick one up at the Polk County Sheriff's Office Operations Center at 1891 Jim Keene Boulevard in Winter Haven, or you can find one of the other locations by calling Polk County Sheriff's at 1-800-226-0344. I'm into stealing ideas these days, especially from the state of Florida. I got really pissed off that they had come up with those Florida man games. And so I really want to steal this idea from Sheriff Judd because I think it's a great idea, but I want to take it to another level. So right now we're going to introduce to you the first ever Woody on your hoodie. And it's a Woody doll that attaches to the hood of your car and lets people know not to fuck with you because you're on Team Woody. I have an early mock-up design that we'll share on social media. We promise that at least 5% of the proceeds of Woody on your hoodie will go to local charities. 5%. We can't disclose where the other 95% will
better
go.
Than a cockroach.
It's just, we just
look.
Sometimes have to be protective of those things. But here is the new Woody for your hoodie.
Well, you can't see it, viewers, but we'll post it on Facebook for you.
It's over all your Bugatti and Mercedes emblems.
Look,
we'll
let fans, you know when sales officially start.
If we have any fans near Whitehaven,
listen, I know we do,
and
we can call up and get.
I will totally Venmo you the money.
Absolutely.
and go get us a Grady Judd doll and ship it to us.
Yes,
I want it back.
Sheriff on a shelf.
Woody on a hoodie.
But I'd much rather have a Woody on a hoodie.
What are you on the hoodie?
All
right.
Give me some banjos for Woody.
Oh, we got to do your close out.
Yeah. Fuck.
There you go.
All right. We got one more for you. A little WTF. I got to do it over the Thanksgiving holidays. I'm going to do a WTF sound or something. But we got a 73-year-old man that has found himself behind bars after shooting and killing two of his two landlords over problems with plumbing and electricity. Miguel Fallow was arrested and charged with 2 counts of premeditated murder after the incident that unfolded last week. Police were dispatched to an apartment efficiency in Hollywood, Florida, for a reported medical emergency. The 911 caller was not at the scene, but said she got a call from her mom at the scene who was having trouble breathing. The caller also reported a shooting and said 2 people were injured. Officers found 2 women dead lying on the ground in a doorway to a converted garage. Philo and an unnamed person were in the driveway when they arrived. Police. They also found a 9mm handgun with a black slide and a purple grip on top of a nightstand. A box of ammo missing 12 live rounds was found in the top drawer of a nightstand, and so were 2 magazines. Police also found 5 shell casings near the victim's body. Good Lord. Surveillance footage was located, but it was pointed the opposite direction, and police said audio captured gunfire. 5 shots were heard, followed by a 2-minute pause and 1 more shot. Detectives tried to speak to Fallow, but he said anything he says can be used against him, and he refused to talk.
Want a lawyer.
That's it. He lawyered up. But all of that over plumbing and electricity repairs.
Yeah.
WTF is wrong with people today.
Everything.
No, plumbing will drive you crazy.
It will, but not to murder.
Right.
Just piss you off and you cuss at him a lot.
There was a 2-minute delay for the 6th shot.
Yep, that's right. So that is your WTF.
Yes.
Any final
it
thoughts?
is. I do have some final thoughts. Actually, I want to say this. Y'all know we have a lot of, and I haven't talked to either one of you about this, so I'm going to throw it out there. We have a lot of national commercials and stuff, and I get that. I'm thinking, we should try to help out some local people, because yesterday, Jimmy, you and I were talking about Bloody and Golem, and I was telling you about injecting the turkeys with the Louisiana hot sauce. But if you are a local company, message us.
All right.
Right? Why not help a local business? We do it for the big companies. Why not do it for somebody that listens to us, like Parish Forensics?
I'm all for that. In fact, if you're a global or an intergalactic marketer, we're also open to having conversation with you. We have no idea how much intergalactic audience we have, but if they're out there, they're probably listening to the show. So, if you make rocket fuel or something like that, you should be talking to us as well.
I just thought that was an interesting thought.
Yep.
So,
all right.
And we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much. Please continue to like, listen, and share. You mean the world to us. We wouldn't have a show without you. Those words aren't fluff. We mean that.
And until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Get your Woody on a hoodie.
For real life, real crime daily. Peace.
Aglets.
Picture this. You're not just fixing cars, you're living your passion every day. At Cox, you'll work on a diverse range of automobiles. Surrounded by a team of friendly, like-minded individuals, you'll enjoy great pay and benefits. Ready to make this a reality? At Cox, we're recruiting auto and diesel techs to join our Mannheim and Fleet Services teams. Learn, grow, and fine-tune your career as a technician at Cox. Find out more at cox.career/autotech.